So now we have the key to the library. Which now comes one of the other parts of the game that's a little bit weird. With 2 hit points, this is going to be a very short-lived excursion for me otherwise. So first things first. Key is... That thing is immortal, by the way. You cannot kill it. Okay, which side is the monster coming from? Through the wall! Okay. Oh wait. I think this is...
If Rocks Could Talk, or the story of a Louisiana plantation.
This one is
by the
actually about
Marquise
the,
de Chamfray.
this house, I think.
After the criminal selling off of Florida by the foul usurper, my father elected to remain in this inhospitable land, where we were free at least to express our royalist feelings, and hope our country would come to its senses. In 1818, a certain Pickford bought up the Zoo's land, after the poor fellow had ruined himself in unfortunate speculation. Pickford soon turned out to be the most loathsome human we had ever encountered. He was an adventurer of the worst kind, nouveau riche, and bloated with a grotesque sense of self-importance. First came the incessant army of men with shovels, digging into the mountain of earth that was to fill in the surrounding swamp. The undertaking was quite stupendous. We learned from a slave that the final objective was to connect the existing caves with another one of gigantic proportions. Racked by a mania of persecution, Elia Pickford constantly fired his workers and hired new ones. He did all he could to keep anyone from learning about his plans. My father was amused and said, "The poor fool will end up getting lost in his own cave." But the walls went up, and tongues started wagging. Our detestable neighbor had been a sailor, a ruffian grown rich on questionable trade. Distasteful stories were told of him.
So yeah, this is the layout of the mansion. So you got the ballroom up there in the top middle, there's the stairs to the second floor.
When the work was finished, Pickford invited us to the opening of his rambling mansion, which he named Derceto. My father asked what the strange name meant. Pickford answered, "Derceto reminds me of Astarte, the fertility goddess. Around here, the name is Shub-Niggurath, I believe. That a name so steeped in evil should be said aloud came as not such a shock to my father, as he himself confided in me some while later. We left immediately."
In June of 1862, Derceto was burned down in unexplained circumstances. It was undoubtedly the deed of some jealous Yankee or another. It was amazing to watch the servants rushing into the flames to try and save their bullet-riddled master. After that terrible night, Derceto fell into ruin. Its blackened walls were soon overgrown, as human-built works always are, by ever-present nature. In 1875, the property was eventually bought by a gentleman whose name was Howard Hartwood. I was sorry that my father, who delighted in fine conversation, was no longer alive to enjoy the company of this new neighbor. Learned and well-versed in history, he had made a particular study of piracy. It was Arthwood who told me that Pickford had commanded a ship that flew the flag of piracy. That explained the scoundrel's great wealth. Arthwood was fascinated by Pickford and undertook a great deal of research in an attempt to find some treasures that he was convinced the pirate had hidden. He went through the ruins inch by inch. He then had the burnt-out house rebuilt exactly as it had been, and refurbished the library that had miraculously escaped the flames on the night of the Great Fire.
No, makes sense to that.
Arthwood set about studying every volume in that library, and often talked to me of his research. He was a handsome widower, deeply attached to his son Jeremy, who was later to become a professional artist. Arthwood worked incessantly, first from the room I offered him, then from his own freshly restored home, which he rebaptized Derceto. I imagine he hoped to enlist the help of the god of good fortune in his treasure hunt. As far as I have ever been able to tell, all his searching came to nothing. There were no lost treasures to be found at Derceto. I learned of Arthwood's death while I was in Paris. But that, as they say, is another story.
Alrighty, so that pirate I fought was essentially the Faust's first owner. That's how weird this game gets. There we go. Fantastic. Once more to the breach. I'll leave that for now. Hey, Fatty. Okay. So... come on, get away from him. Alright. I think that book I picked up was the Instant Death Cthulhu book. Alright, get in there. Oh, come on, fatty. If like I said, I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Where? Actually, you know what? Give me 2 seconds. I need to find. Go look up what our first aid kit is. Alright, got that, got that, got that, got that, got that. Done it, damn. Alright. Alright, so I'm on the right path. Yeah. Come on, buddy. His name is the Vagabond, by the way, it seems. And to the right of that weird-looking shelf, if I search... Alrighty. So, what I need to do... I need to pick up the talisman. Wrong window. And then I need to pick up a curved dagger. That's the note. That's the note. That's the one that kills me. Alrighty. Okay, so... stay here and do this until he gets close enough to get hit. And that's the end of him. Alright. So, as you're reading books too, the oil in your lamp will go down, so if I happen to be stuck in this room and the lights go out, let me go a step. Alright, so now I have to find that Dance of Death. Let's get back to my sword. I need to find Jeremy's study. Which is where I think where that werewolf was, if I remember correctly. Was it study? Okay, so it's on the first floor. Door, which